Hi everyone, Jim here. Welcome to my channel. Well, it's spring in Michigan and the warm weather has finally arrived, but also ticks have shown up. Let me show you how to prevent getting bit. Well, tick season is here, and one of my favorite activities is hiking. I love getting out in the woods and going out with friends. I organize a group with a friend of mine on weekends for single adults to go hiking in the trails. And we hike all year round. One of the beauties of hiking in the wintertime is that you don't have ticks and you don't have poison ivy. But now it's getting warm, so ticks are abundant. A tick bite is a problem because it can cause all sorts of diseases. You know, you can get Lyme disease, you can get Rocky Mountain fever, and a whole bunch of diseases I can't even pronounce. So you want to be careful not to get bit by a tick. I'm going to show you in this video 3 steps that I use to prevent getting tick bites, and if you stick around to the end of the video, we'll discuss what you do if you do get bit by a tick. So the first thing you want to do is wear long pants, covered shoes, and socks. When you wear the pants, if you can tuck them into your socks, it makes it even harder for the ticks to get underneath. Light colored pants really help because then if you do get a tick on you, you can see it and get it off of you very quickly. The second step in preventing ticks is to use insect repellent. Now you want to use something that either has picaridin in it or DEET. They both work equally well, so it really is personal preference. I like the Sawyer products using picaridin. They don't smell as bad, but I also have the Ben's 30% DEET wipes that I take with me, and I can carry them in a pack and easily if I forget to put it on in the car. So insect repellent is something you want to use every time you go out in the woods. So those first 2 steps are important, but if you're like me, oftentimes it's hot in the summer and I just don't want to wear long pants. I want to wear shorts. I'm a relatively intelligent human being, but I'm not a smart man, so I'll go out in shorts. Also, I get out on the trail and lots of times, you know, I'm a mile or 2 in and I realize I forgot to put the insect repellent on. I didn't have anything in my bag. So what do I do there? Well, that's where the 3rd step comes in. So the 3rd step is using an insecticide. If you use Permethrin on your clothes, it will kill ticks within 10 to 20 minutes of contact. I use this Sawyer insect repellent. It's actually a pesticide. You don't want to spray this stuff while you're wearing your clothes. You want to spray it when you're off, and you want to make sure they're completely dry before you put them on. Once you use this stuff, it's good for about 6 weeks or 6 washes through the laundry. Once they're treated, it stays there and you don't have to remember it every time. If you just spray your socks and shoes, it reduces your risk of getting a tick by 74%. So that's kind of a no-brainer. I keep this in the car, and that way every time I think about ticks, I just spray my shoes. They're waterproof, so I can spray them when I'm wearing them. You know, the socks you're going to want to do when you're not wearing them, because you don't want this to touch your skin when it's liquid. Then it's not safe. But once it's dry, it's totally safe. Now, if I'm doing a whole load of stuff, then I can buy the bulk Permethrin. The problem with this comes in a 10% solution and it is not labeled to be used by humans. That being said, if you dilute it down 20 to 1, you're getting the same percentage as this, and you know, use it as your own risk, but it does save you a lot of money. And I'll take this and then put it in like a small garden sprayer and then spray all my clothes on the back deck, let them dry, and then they're good for 6 weeks. This bottle's 16 ounces at a 20 to 1 ratio. That's a lot of these bottles, and they're about the same price. So if you decide to buy the Permethrin and try it out, you want to make sure that you get a water-based solution. I'll put a link in the description below to one that I've had success with, as well as the other products that I've shown you here today. So this is an option, or you can still use this on all your clothing as well. It's just going to cost you a little more. You can also use this on your backpacks, your tents, anything that you're worried about getting in contact with ticks. This stuff is actually approved not for humans, but you can spray it directly on your dog's coat, and that will prevent your dog from getting ticks. You know, it's a good thing if you take your dog with you on a hike. Another thing that you can do is you can get your dog vaccinated for Lyme disease. They don't have a vaccine for humans, but talk to your vet because they do have one for dogs. It's incurable, so it's something that if you can prevent it, all the better. Okay, so let's say you've done everything that I've suggested here, or let's say you've done none of them, and you get a tick on you. What do you do? Well, the first thing you gotta do is remove it. There's several people that will recommend pouring alcohol on it or pouring oil on it. I would say just pull it straight out. The main thing you want to do is make sure that you don't twist it, because you don't want the head of the tick to break off under the skin. Now, once you have the tick out, the one thing you want to do is put it in like a small plastic bag and label it with the date and where you think you might have got it. And then the next step is to put it in the freezer. That way, if you start getting symptoms, then you have the tick that you can take with you to the doctor. Putting it in the freezer prevents it from drying out, so it makes it much easier to identify. And everything here is time-based, so as soon as you start seeing a rash around where the tick bite is, you want to get in touch with your doctor as quickly as possible so you can get in and start getting a treatment. If you do get something like Lyme disease, it's better to get it treated as soon as possible. It helps out a lot more in the long run. If you found any of this information useful, please hit the like button and hit subscribe to join my channel if you want to see future content. Subscribing to my channel helps encourage me to produce more content like this. And if you have any suggestions or tips for how to prevent ticks, please put them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you, and look forward to seeing you out on the trail sometime.